to the Magical Moms podcast. We are here giving you episode 8 of season 1, and it might be early August, but we're actually talking all things Oogie Boogie Bash, which is a little mind-boggling. I don't know about you, Bridget, but actually, Oogie Boogie Bash is one of the things I get the most DMs about. And I think it's because people are spending so much money to go to this event, and it's just 5 hours long, and people want to get the most bang for their buck. So today we are giving you all of our tips and tricks and things you need to know to celebrate Oogie Boogie Bash at Disney California Adventure Park. So, Bridget, I know I'm decked out in my Halloween stuff, but you are not. You are somewhere else in an entirely different theme here.
I am. Okay, so you are, in Disneyland USA area, and I am actually in Ocean City, New Jersey on a family trip. My husband's family is from Philadelphia, and just so you know, everyone from Philadelphia, they vacation in Ocean City, New Jersey. And it is it's been so much fun already. We successfully made it on the plane. Everyone was happy with the toddler. Wes did
always good.
It's always nerve-wracking, when you do the long, cross-country flights. Yeah. He did such a great job. And I am not joking you. We got off the plane, and within 2 hours, Wes had annihilated his first cheesesteak. And he's 3.
I bet his dad was very proud.
Very, very proud. But like in Philadelphia, the big things are cheesesteaks and pretzels and of course pizza. And my sister-in-law had like the most beautiful spread of all 3 things. Ooh. And it was so nice because I know my husband really misses that food. I love the food, and we just had so much fun. And we've been having a really good time here in Ocean City. The weather's been good.
Good.
And it's just been a lot of fun. There's 7 kids in this house. There's 13 of us all together, so it's just like a little bit. It's a little a lot. We're going through milk like it's going out of style.
Yeah.
But it's just so much fun because the cousins get to be together, and then we get to be back east, and just we've been eating our way through Ocean City, so it's been a lot of fun. But yeah, so that's why I'm in beach attire. I don't have my ear hat on. I didn't want to travel with it because I try to keep it so safe.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm doing beach stuff while we're talking about the fall, which is crazy to me still. That in 5 weeks, Halloween starts at Disneyland.
Yeah.
And pretty much Halloween is already, in the stores and everything else. My daughter's already talking about what costume she's going to wear. And I'm just like, can we just get through summer?
I know.
Like, this is just, I don't know. It's a lot.
Just a couple weeks left.
Yes. But yeah, the Jersey Shore has been so fun so far. I had my red Solo cup, which is what everyone at the shore uses. And it was funny. I was walking to the beach yesterday, and this guy was right next to me, and he was talking to his friend. He's like, I just saw Pauly D on the boardwalk. And I was like, what?
The good old Jersey Shore cast.
It's very Jersey Shore-y here, and I'm loving it. I'm just loving it.
Love it.
So we've been having a lot of fun here. We've been having a lot of fun.
Okay.
And you're taking a trip soon, too.
Yes. Yeah. I am taking a trip soon. We are going to Texas in a couple days here. My sister just had a baby, so we're going to visit the new baby. So the kids and I are really, really excited about that.
Oh, you're going to have to send me photos of that for sure.
Oh, yes. I will.
And you're going to get some good barbecue, I'm sure.
Yes.
Are you going to get to go see like any country music, or are you going to get to see any? I know you love live music.
As of right now, we don't have any real set plans for the trip. We are going to a water park, and that is kind of it. The rest of the time we are just going to hang and enjoy the new baby and just kind of be together as a family. So that's the plan as of now.
I have to ask, are you packing cowboy boots?
Negative. It takes up too much space in the suitcase, and just not totally my thing. So we're saving space there.
Well, if you need a cowboy hat, you can borrow one of mine. I have one. So just so you know.
Noted. All right.
But we are just so thrilled to be making this show and have you listening or have you watching. And we would just love it if you subscribed and followed us on all of our socials.
Yes. Follow us on all the socials. We are at Magical Moms Podcast on TikTok, Threads, and Instagram. And if you want to watch the full episodes and see everything that we do on there, that is youtube.com/Disney content. And if you want to follow us, I am at Chasing Magic Daily on Instagram and all the socials.
And I'm California Disney Bliss, also in all the socials. So, so definitely get onto the Patreon fam, and we can have some more fun together. But if you are liking what you're hearing, please rate and review. That is so helpful to us, and it's a way to get a shout out on the show, and it helps more people discover the magic, and also get the community growing. You can leave reviews at Apple, but you can also rate and review on Spotify too, and you can also DM us your reviews if that's what you prefer. And speaking of, we actually have 2 new reviews to share.
Yes, we do. And the first one is an Apple review, and this comes from Knickknack715. Says, the best gals for the job, with a 5-star review. Thank you. Says, I follow Lindsay and Bridget for years, and they know their stuff about Disneyland. This is a great podcast for any mom wanting to fill their day with a little pixie dust and learn more about tips for visiting the happiest place on earth. Aww. Thank you so much. That means a lot to us. That's really, really
so
sweet.
I love that. And then we also got a direct message of a review from Shannon. Oh, actually, it was not a direct message, it's an email from Shannon. And she says, hi, Bridget and Lindsay. I grew up going to Disneyland throughout my childhood, as both my parents worked for the Walt Disney Company. And we had a silver pass, which is an employee pass in the 90s. In January, I took my then 21-month-old daughter to Disneyland, and she was tall enough, 32 inches, to ride the Gadget coaster. Mm-hmm. When I told the cast member it was her first roller coaster, she said, oh, I have something for her. See me after the ride. And once we got off, the cast member handed her my first roller coaster sticker, which I had never seen or heard of before. I immediately started Googling it. I could not find a reference to it anywhere. As someone who's been going to Disneyland since birth and now goes at least once a year as an adult, it was a fun surprise to make our day more magical. So I wanted to share with you and your audience. I've also attached a photo. Love your content and the podcast, and hopefully I'll see you in the parks one day. Cheers.
And then
she did.
Sweet.
She sent us the photo.
Yes, and I actually have it right here.
Yeah,
if you're watching on YouTube, you can see it and pull it up here for you.
I love it.
Have you ever seen this, Bridget? I've never seen this, heard of it, nothing.
So with my first 2 kids, their first roller coaster was also the Gadget Go coaster, and we did not get this.
Yeah.
But with West, his first ride, of course, his roller coaster was going to be this as well. But we had to measure him. Like, we didn't really know if he was going to make it or not. And I was like, oh my gosh, I was like taking photos. I was like, oh my gosh, you're going to be on your first roller coaster ride. Like, let's go. Yeah. And the cast member gave us the sticker. And
so you have got it.
I do. And I put it in his, I have like a keepsake Disney box for all 3 of the kids.
Yeah.
And so I put it in his. And then my other 2 saw it, and they're like, well, we didn't get one. And I'm just like, well, that's how it goes. And that's what's like so great about these like interactions with cast members, is that, sometimes it's not, advertised, like Shannon said, because you just don't know if you're going to get it or not. So like, these type of surprises just make the day so much more magical and so much more fun, because you don't know if that's going to happen or not. But my thing always is talk to cast members as much as possible. They are the ones that make the magic happen. And I don't know if this is 100% true or not, but I've been told that cast members have a lot of freedom in like how much magic that they can give and what they can do, and apparently it's pretty wide open. I think I mentioned this before on the podcast, but like, I think my daughter was 4 years old and we were riding Small World, but there was a really, really long line that stretched all the way almost to that gift shop that's right there.
Oh yeah.
And this cast member came up to us and she was like, gosh, your daughter's so good in line. Here's a brand new set of ears, and gave them to us.
Oh yeah, you did say that.
A brand new set. So you just never know what you're gonna get. I mean, we do. I know, Lindsay, you had to, like, you've been pixie dusted so many times, and these cast members really, really is what makes Disneyland special. Without them, really Disneyland's just buildings, right?
Right.
And it's the people that work there that make it a magical place, to me anyway.
Yeah. No, I totally agree with you.
And I just love it. And what I love so much, and this is like a little bit of a side note, is I love meeting cast members who are, older. And they always tell me, like, oh, I've worked here for 50 years. I've worked here for 45 years or 35 years. And it's like, you don't really see that anymore. You don't really find people who have had the same employer for 4 decades. It's just pretty rare. And I like to think it's because they like spreading the magic and they like being part of that world.
Absolutely.
And, I don't know. That's one of the reasons why I love Disneyland.
We actually have April in the Patreon chat right now. She just said that she measured her 7-year-old, and he might get to ride the Incredicoaster this weekend for the first time, which is super exciting. Gosh. I wonder if, it's a big roller coaster, but I wonder if they have something similar, like a My First Roller Coaster. I mean
they might.
It might not be their first roller coaster, but I wonder if they have something like the first time you ride it or something.
Yeah. April, you're going to have to report back.
Yes, definitely. Maybe mention to the cast member that it's his first time writing it and see if they say anything.
Yeah, see if they do
that'd be kind of fun to
anything.
hear.
Yeah, you never know. But good luck to you. Are you gonna? Hopefully, you're going to go with him. I don't know if you're into that or not. But good luck to both of you, and I hope you guys have fun. And if you want to make it just a little bit more special, because I've always done this with my kids on their first Gadget Go coaster and then also the Incredicoaster, I always ask for the front row. Because I feel like if you're going to do it for the very first time, you should be in the first row so you get like the full view, you know? And
that's true. That's a good point.
So yeah, and they're good with that. Like they totally understand. They're usually like most of the time just totally fine with you just waiting to the side, and jump in.
I'm actually kicking myself right now because yesterday we were at the park as a family. Chris joined us, which is, very, very special. And Torsten had a big day of first yesterday. He did Incredicoaster, Grizzly River Run, and Space Mountain all for the first time yesterday. And he loved them all.
Gosh.
He was like so happy. He can't wait to go on them again. So I was like, woohoo!
Well, maybe
I got
he
another
can,
little thrill seeker.
Maybe he can sit with me when I go on the Grizzly River Run my first time. I haven't done it yet.
We talked about this in our hangout, though. That might be coming.
We had such a fun hangout a little while ago, and that was one of the things. You never know.
Yes.
Lindsay and I might be doing some uncomfortable Disney things for the Patreon fam.
Slightly uncomfortable. Speaking of Patreon, we wanted to give a shout out to our newest members and thank you guys for being here. If you are not part of the Patreon fam, what you get when you join, you guys get to be part of our private Facebook group. Bridget and I have been working really hard on these really great tip sheets for you guys so that you can have them on your phone or wherever you look stuff up when you're in the park so you can have quick access to our tips and tricks and hacks. We also have these really cool virtual hangouts, which we just did recently where, Bridget and I might have agreed to do something really awful in my opinion at the parks. And it was really terrifying.
I think we met for 2 hours? Was it 2 hours?
Yes, we hung out for 2 hours.
We had
much fun. Oh my gosh. So if you want to be part of the Patreon fam, make sure we have a link down below in the show notes for you that you can click on. Or if you go to patreon.com, you can search Magical Moms Podcast. But remember, it's not just for moms, dads, aunts, uncles, aunts, whoever are all welcome to join the Patreon fam. And we want to give a quick shout out to Steven, Misty, and Nikki, who are our newest members. So welcome and thank you for being part of our fam.
Yeah, we are so appreciative that you're part of it, and we're gonna have so much fun together. It's just getting started.
Yes.
So we're gonna have a great time. And speaking of fun, we had the biggest day in the last decade at Disneyland this past Thursday. It was Disneyland's actual 70th birthday. And we had such a blast. Lindsay and I were together the entire day for the most part. It was a very early day, and we had so much fun with our friends, and our producer Danny was there. And I finally got to meet him in person, and we just had such a blast. We got to shoot a very, very special episode.
Yes. Yeah. So it was our very first time recording in person, and we walked around the parks and we talked about all the 70th stuff and the Disneyland birthday happenings, and that was so much fun. And it was really cool because it was just so real and in the moment, and we had people that were saying hello, and people we got to talk to and friends we saw, and that's all going to be part of that special episode, which was I don't know, I'm really hoping to do that again soon. That was that was really, really fun.
Well, Lindsay, that's what we do best. Walking around Disneyland, talking. I mean, that's pretty much what we do. And it was so cool that we got to film it. Danny was there, getting some shots of us. And what was really cool is that we were walking and we got pixie dusted. This really adorable woman. She had glitter on her face, and her hair was all different colors. She gave us these cute little keychains.
Yes.
And that's just, that's what I love. It's the Disneyland vibe. The Disneyland people are so sweet, and the vibe was strong that day for Disneyland's birthday.
Yes, it was.
And we just, it was what we were walking down Main Street right before the cavalcade, the birthday cavalcade began. And it was so nice that we had sweet friends holding our spot, because that birthday cavalcade was very popular.
Yes.
And so the episode's going to take you all through to the end of that birthday cavalcade that you'll get to listen to. So
and you can kind of hear us so if you can't see it, you'll hear us talking about it, and that was really fun. So at the time that this podcast released, that will have been aired. That aired on July 28th. So if you want to go back and listen to that one, it was just a really fun episode to record with you, and I just really enjoyed it.
Oh my gosh, I could do it every day. I really could. I don't know if Danny wants to do it with us every day.
I know.
But we would do it
Seriously.
every day. And what was really cool is that we got to have a really special lunch with Danny and our friends. Anne's one of them, and our friend Nikki. And we got to go to the Club 33 Lounge, which it's always so special. Every single time I walk through. I could walk through that door, 1,000 times. And every single time, I'm like, oh my gosh, pinch me, because it's such a special place, and we're so lucky that we get to go.
Yes.
And so we got to have a wonderful lunch with Danny and our friends, and Danny's pal, Bob Gurr was there. Just Bob
his
Gurr.
old pal.
Just Bob Gurr, who is one of the most legendary Imagineer besides Walt Disney himself. And he is 93 years old, and he loves being at Disneyland. He was so excited to be there. You could just see him walking around.
He's so cute.
He's so amazing. Just being in his presence is an honor. And Danny, I walked in because you guys had walked into the lounge first, and I went to the bathroom to refresh. And I walked in, and then Danny's just sitting there hanging out with Bob, they're besties. I'm like, what is going on?
Danny does seem to know everybody.
Just so you know, everyone on Earth is 1 degree of separation from Danny Jordan, our producer.
Yes.
So look at your old photos, people, because you might see Danny in the background.
Danny in them. That was really cool. And Bridget, you actually spoke to Bob at the end before he left. You went up. You mustered up the courage. You went and talked to him. What did you guys talk about?
I don't really, Bob is so popular, and I know at the lounge, you don't really go, you're not really supposed to go up to a lot of people, especially if they're celebrities. So I just didn't want to bother him, but he is so approachable. And so I was wearing a very special Disneyland 70th outfit. I never do this. I never dress up vintage style. I don't do Dapper Day. I love going to Dapper Day to see everybody else get dressed up. I've never done it before, but I was thinking, for the 70th, I should look kind of similar to someone who was there at the opening day in 1955. So I had a little vintagey style dress, vintage shoes. I was wearing high heels.
Yes,
I was wearing
which
high
I thought you were insane for.
My feet thought I was insane at the end of the day too. But you have to, it's either you're going to do it or you're not going to do it. So the heels had to be there. And back in the day, we used to wear heels to the parks all day. If you look at the old photos, they're all wearing heels. They didn't wear flip-flops back then, or sneakers,
or tennis shoes.
Yeah, and they all look so beautiful, these women. But another thing that I wore, because I always wear a hat when I'm at the Disneyland Resort, is I wore a paper Disneyland hat. It's called a Disneyland sun hat. And back in 1955, all through, I believe, the mid-60s, they used to sell these hats for 5 cents, and it was just a piece of paper, and it just says Disneyland. It's a thick piece of paper. It says Disneyland, and you tie it underneath your chin, and that's what women and small children used to wear to make sure they didn't get sunburned, get the sun out of their eyes, because back in the day, women didn't really wear sunglasses, and they most certainly didn't wear baseball caps, So, but it was so cool, and as soon as I walked into the park, literally, as soon as I walked in the park, I met 2 followers. Actually, one of them is a listener to the podcast, and she said that she was listening to the podcast on the drive down there, which I was like,
love it.
Oh my gosh, it's so sweet.
Yeah.
And so immediately when I was walking in, a lot of people were talking to me about the hat, and it was all people that, well, not all, but a lot of the people were 55, 60 plus, because they know what these sun hats are. The Disneyland birthday brings out a lot of people who were there back in the day.
Yes.
Which is what I love. And I met one of our very good friends. I saw him, Philander. He's a VIP host at Disneyland, and he knows every single thing about Disneyland. And he looked
really
at me.
does.
He really does. He knows everything. And he looked at me and he goes, you know what? We were actually we're thinking about bringing those back for the celebration, which I think would have been such a big hit.
That would have been very cool.
Yeah, so I was wearing a special outfit, and so when I met, when I did, build up the strength to talk to Bob Gurr, I said, do you recognize this hat? Because he was there, of course, on opening day in 1955, and then he was just goofing around and saying some cute things, and he's just such an icon, and we were so lucky to be in his presence. So we had such a great lunch. We really did. We had such a great lunch, and we had a great time with Danny, and of course with our friends, and it was really special getting to be Club 33 on such a nice day.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
So that was fun. But yeah,
Speaking
so that
of fun,
was our day.
I actually, I don't know if I told you this. No, I did tell you this. I know I told you this because it's in our friend group text, but I am taking the girls tomorrow. This was their Christmas present. We are going to the Descendants and Zombies Worlds Collide tour. So the girls and I are really, really excited about that. I'm excited to share my experience after we go tomorrow. But yeah, I've seen a couple videos of people like posting things, and it looks really, really cool. And our friend Chris, actually, he was hired to work. I don't know his official title, but he's kind of like the backstage manager. Is that?
Yeah, he does. He does something in production. I don't really know what it is though. Yeah.
Yeah, so I get to see him, which will be really cool. But I'm really excited for that, and the girls are really excited. So that's going to be a really, really fun day
and now
tomorrow.
you got like the VIP package you were saying. So what does that entail? Are you going to get to like meet any of the stars? Yeah, so we get to go. I don't even know what time the actual concert starts, but we did the Ultimate VIP tour, whatever it's called, and so we get to go early. We get to meet the cast, or I don't know the proper term, but meet the cast, take a picture with them. We get to be part of a Q&A session with them. We get to be part of the sound check. Oh my gosh. And then we're like in the third row on the floor. So we're going to, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. My girls are like freaking out because they're Descendants and Zombies, like huge fans. So are you wearing like special outfits? Are you like doing like a theme or anything?
So they did not want to like dress, like costumey like one of the Descendants. They wanted to wear like a cute outfit. So we just went shopping the other day and they got outfits, and I got like a skirt to wear. So yeah, I'm excited.
I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see it. You guys are gonna have so much fun. And please tell Chris I say hi.
I will. I know we miss him dearly. Chris, shout
Chris
out
is
to
part
you.
of our friend group. We love him. We miss him. But you're gonna have so much fun.
Yeah.
The girls are gonna be ecstatic. How are you gonna top that? You're never gonna be able to top that.
I don't know. You have to buy the Ultimate VIP every time.
Oh my god.
No, we will go broke.
Yeah, seriously. Oh my god, they're gonna have so much fun. That sounds amazing. Wow, you're gonna have a great time.
Yeah.
But speaking of people having a great time, we have some news to share, some Disneyland news or Disney news to share. And one of the things, people have been having a really, really great time sitting on their couch because on Disney Plus you can watch a POV of all. I don't know if it's all, but the Disney
17.
rides, 17 Disneyland rides from your couch. You can just see it and experience it from your couch. Like it is so cool. It's really, really cool. I'm glad that they did this.
Yeah, I think Disney Plus took I think they were noticing because those videos on YouTube from creators are really, really popular.
Yeah.
So I think they kind of took a note from that and was like, let's make it official. I actually was going to show my kids before we started recording this to go watch them, but I didn't get a chance to. But I want to show them that because my kids do love the POV videos like on YouTube. So these are going to be like official, high quality. So those will be fun for the kids to watch.
Oh, it's so cool. I've seen some like TikTok videos or Instagram videos, and this is before then, of like doing those POV rides, and like their dads will set up like chairs and they're behind them and like moving the chairs like with
that was
the
during
ride.
COVID.
Yes, that's what it was. And it was so cool. Like the kids are just having a blast.
Yes.
We used to watch those rides too, like during COVID, because we missed the parks so much. But it's so cool that Disney did that. I'm so glad that they did that. I think that's cool. I should probably show everyone tonight. I think the kids in the house would love it.
You should make like a fun night out of it.
Yeah, I think that'd be really, really cool. And
then Disney and Pixar came out with some games for the 70th.
Yes.
I know they had, so there's the one very popular game. I've seen people play it all the time. I personally have not played it. Maybe you've heard of it, that Disney Dreamlight Valley.
Yes.
Okay, have you played it?
Okay, I have not played it on purpose.
Okay.
Because I know it will be such a time sucker for me, because those type of games, I know that I'm just going to like go deep in, and I'm not going to be able to get like, I don't know, the laundry done or like the things I have to do.
Yes.
Because I know it'll be so good. Because I do have a really good friend that plays it, and she's like, we were out to dinner and I was like, do you want to go to get some ice cream afterwards? And she was like, I want to go home to play the game. I was like, what? I was like, oh, that probably would be me too. So
yeah, you're like, okay, I really cannot get into this.
Yeah, but people really love the game. Like they really, really do. So
well, they have some special like 70th stuff, which is really cool. I think it's mostly just this month, but they have that for Dreamlight Valley and another one called Speedstorm. So they have some like 70th I don't know, like a challenge in there or something. So that's cool. They're even bringing the 70th to like the video games that they have, which is really it's been a really big celebration. They're bringing it everywhere.
Yeah. It's like, it's kind of oddly getting me excited for the 80th because I know I will be there. I know I will be there.
We absolutely will be there. Yes.
We will be there together.
Yeah.
I know that we will.
Recording an episode of the podcast.
Yeah. Yes, we probably will. Our 250th or no, probably like 2000, episode or whatever. So stay tuned for that one. But I just, yeah. What were you going to say?
I was going to say, April said she's played Dreamlight Valley in our Patreon chat. She said she's played it and she loved it. So maybe we'll have to give it a shot. I don't know.
Maybe if I get like the flu or something, then I'll
Let's not hope for that. Let's not hope for that.
If I'm going to be down, I'm going to be down having a good time. But one of the things that was really cool that we got to experience for the Disneyland 70th was the small world. It's a small world. This beloved attraction at Disneyland, it's changed. It's different now, but it's better. They have a last final verse that plays at the end of the attraction that was written by Richard Sherman. The Sherman brothers wrote that song, and the last surviving Sherman brother, Richard Sherman, he wrote the last final verse before his passing, and it was very super heartfelt that he did that. That's his legacy. That's one of the Sherman brothers' legacies. They contributed so much to Disneyland. If you ever want to look at the Sherman brothers up, you will be shocked by how much of your iconic like Disney like memories or movies they were huge contributors to. But they did this, and it was really, really special. I know that you went on the ride. I didn't get to go on the attraction, but I know that you got to be on it.
Yeah, so we went, that was the first thing we did on the birthday. We went straight to It's a Small World. So you don't hear that verse until the very final room where everything is kind of like white and bright. That's where you'll hear, and in fact, that's the only verse that they play in there is that final verse. So as you're riding through, you hear it, 2 to 3 times or so. And it's really sweet. The words to it, so this is by Richard Sherman, and he actually shared this with Bob Iger before he passed, and Bob Iger loved it so much that he wanted to include it in this celebration. So the lines are very short, but it's, Mother Earth unites us in heart and mind, and the love we give makes us humankind. Through our vast, wondrous land, when we stand hand in hand, it's a small world after all. And I love that. Actually, they did a really sweet thing with it, too, at the cinema, which I know we both went and saw it, but you saw it before I did. What did you think of that? I thought that was really sweet.
I thought it was really, really special. I mean, the Main Street Cinema, to me, has always been such like a special little place. It's also always so overlooked.
Yes,
and we talked about that as like part of our tips in a previous episode about, in the summertime, how you want to beat the heat. That's a great place to go. And so I walked in, and it's just, it's this beautiful movie that they made. I believe it's 3 minutes long. It's called The Last Verse, and it's all about like Richard Sherman and Robert Sherman, like their kind of like their history together, and then it ends with the last verse, and it's just so beautiful. And then at the very end, it shows this is dedicated to both of them, and then just the words Disney pop up, and it's just like because the Sherman brothers were direct hires by Walt Disney. Walt Disney hired them, even though back in the day a lot of people were not hiring people that were Jewish, and the Sherman brothers were Jewish, and Walt Disney did it anyway because he did not care what your background was, who you were, if you were female, male, nothing. He hired people that had the most talent, that could, contribute the most to Disney and Disneyland. And he hired the Sherman brothers, and they worked very, very closely together. And so there's a lot of photos of them together. And Walt Disney used to say that the Sherman brothers were the only people that could make him cry. Because Walt Disney's favorite song was Feed the Birds.
Oh, yes.
And when he was having a rough day, he'd go in to the Sherman Brothers studio, and he'd say, "Can you just play the song?" And they would play the song for him. And it's just, whenever I see that in Mary Poppins, I just have tears.
Yeah.
So that's kind of, it's a very emotional spot. And it's a really, really good thing. So if you're at Disneyland, definitely check it out. It's only 3 minutes long, and it's a really special part of the Disneyland 70th celebration.
Yes. And then actually on the opposite coast, we just had something new that just opened, actually just debuted yesterday as of the recording of this podcast, the Starlight Parade. So I don't know, Bridget, if you've seen anything on it. I've seen a number of people posting it on Instagram and stuff. But it is It's a nighttime like light parade. It has a lot of nods to Main Street Electrical Parade. One of them being like the song, like the tune is Main Street Electrical Parade. And it's got a lot of new stuff in it too. It's got Coco, Encanto, Frozen, Moana, like some of the things that we don't see in ours. But it looks really beautiful. I mean, I don't have any plans as of right now to go out and see it, but you never know.
But if you want to go see it, we can make plans to go to Walt Disney World.
We could make a girls' trip out of it.
I'm telling you, we've been talking about it way too much. We got to act.
I know.
Life is short. I think we
Yes.
should go. I think we would have so much fun. I know our friends are down to go with us. And Lindsay, I've said this to you before. All I want to do is see Walt Disney World.
Yes.
That's all I want to do, because you will absolutely love it. And I will get you on the Skyliner. I know you're afraid of heights.
No, I could do the Skyliner.
You can? Okay.
I'm
okay.
almost positive I can, because I
Okay.
used to do the sky buckets at Disneyland. No problem. I loved that thing.
Okay. I love the Skyliner. To me, the
Yeah.
Skyliner is, I think, my favorite attraction at Walt Disney World. I know that sounds a little nerdy, but I loved it. And the
I love
last
it.
time we were on the Skyliner, we weren't staying at a hotel that was on the Skyliner route. We actually got an Airbnb, but we wanted all to ride it so bad that we actually left Epcot for like an hour and just rode the Skyliner, the whole thing, and then went back to the park because we loved it so much.
Oh my gosh.
And at one point we were like looking down and we could see like turtles in like the ponds and like walking around. You could see like all this
Oh my gosh.
wildlife as you're going, through, because the Skyliner actually does go over like the streets and different parts of Orlando. It's not just
wow.
the Disney, like, the Disney World, like,
Park,
resort.
like,
the Walt Disney World. And so, but it's so cool. So we would have so much
Do they
fun.
let you just stay on? Like, can you just? Oh,
yeah.
They don't make you get off.
No. And another
nice.
great thing that I love about the Skyliner is that you do not have to fold up your stroller like you do on the trams at Disneyland. And
All
the
the
first time we
praise
went
hands.
on, the first time we went on, West was asleep. He fell asleep in the stroller. And I was like, oh, there we go. We're going to have to wake him up. And there goes how the ripple effect, how you wake up a sleeping baby from a nap, and it's just not going to be a great couple of hours afterwards. And they're like, no, you can just roll him right in. And we're like, what?
That's
Like, are you
so
serious?
nice.
Like, we loved it. And one time we were on it and we were leaving, and you could see, we had to leave the parks a little bit early, and you could see all the fireworks going off.
Oh, how pretty.
And that was so special. Because they have multiple parks that do fireworks. So you could see like fireworks over here, fireworks over here. It was so cool.
pretty.
So we definitely have to get to Walt Disney World. I think that'd be fun.
Well, Anne said in the chat that she's in, so we know we've got 3 of us. Danny's encouraging us to do it, and he said we should record an episode there. So,
Danny, do you want to come? You can come with us.
yeah, it's a write-off, right? We could write off that trip.
Yeah. He's actually done 4 parks in one day, so he could show us the ropes.
I heard. Yes. Crazy.
So that'll be fun. But
that would be fun.
That would be a good time. But I think we actually have more fun happening. We have a game.
I think we do. And I think we should probably bring in our producer, Chris, for it. We actually have no idea what we're doing. This is going to be super
Chris does
fun.
not tell us. He's very secretive about the games.
Yes. So why don't we bring in our producer, Chris?
Yeah.
I do have a game. Let's play a game. I have a new game.
Let's do it.
Hopefully it's a fun game. We'll see how it works out. I haven't said the name of the game out loud yet, and I'm already regretting it because I feel like it's going to be difficult for me to say. I'll probably only to say it once, but we're going to be playing Enchanted Annunciations, which is an alliteration, but not a fun alliteration. Enchanted Annunciations.
Okay.
It looks better than it sounded. So the way this one works is when it's your turn, you'll go back and forth. I'll give you seemingly gibberish phrases. Your challenge is to read it aloud and figure out what it sounds like.
I love this game.
Yeah. So don't tell us what game we're stealing it from, because we're not. We're making a totally new game.
Yes.
Okay.
But because we're talking Oogie Boogie Bash and all things Halloween, some of these phrases are going to be Disney related Halloween stuff, and some just general Halloween stuff.
Awesome.
Okay. And then I'm gonna put the phrases into our live chat, so we'll go back and forth. And anyone that's in the live chat now, please don't help. So we'll do that. So, and also if you want to be part of these recordings, you can see the live chat and play along with us if you want to. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna put the first one into the chat now. This one's gonna be for Bridget.
Okay.
I'm so nervous.
It's all right. So you're just gonna read it out loud. Some of these will be easy. Some of them may not be easy.
Okay.
First one's for you, and I'm posting it up now.
I love when like the other people hear it, but the person saying it like still can't figure it out, and you're just like dying of laughter.
Here you go. Work through it.
So I should say it out loud, right?
Absolutely.
Haunted mansion. Oh, haunted mansion.
Oh,
course,
that was good.
That was an easy one.
Okay.
Okay, good. Start off slow.
All right, this one is for you then, Lindsay. Let me copy and paste it.
Okay.
Here. I didn't copy and paste. I wonder if this part will make the episode where I'm trying to figure out how to copy and paste.
The
Probably
basics.
not. All right, here's the next one. This one's for you, Lindsay.
Okay. I'm grin and ghost. Grim, grin, and ghosts.
That's right, too.
Ooh. Lindsay, that was good.
Here, let me do this first. I keep turning my
Yay!
my sounds down. Anyway, next one. This one's going to be for you, Bridget. Copy and paste. Like the first thing you learn in like Computers 101 in college. Did you ever take Computers 101 when like they teach you like the silliest things? And you're like, I do not need to be in this class.
Yeah.
What a waste.
Yeah.
Anyway, I dropped out of college. Doesn't matter. The last
Side note.
real quick. The last class I took in college was a Japanese sword class.
Oh.
I
What
didn't know
school
that.
was this?
This was a school in Orlando.
Okay.
I didn't know they had like those fun classes because I never got to the back of the curriculum guide, and I saw like, oh, there's like fun classes, and I was only taking Japanese swords, and it was Tuesdays and Thursdays, and I got an A in the class, but I realized shortly after I wasn't taking education seriously, so I dropped out.
Yeah. What has that helped you in your career today?
Yeah.
I haven't had to fight anybody
No.
off, but I got an A in Japanese swords, so I would watch out. I went to culinary school, so I did get education.
Yeah.
So education is important. So just find out what you want to do and what you're passionate about, and then do that.
Mhm.
And then pivot to podcasting 15 years later. Okay. Who's next? Who are we up to?
Bridget.
Me.
Bridget. This one's for
Okay.
you, Bridge.
Costume contest. Costume contest. Do you know this, Lindsay?
Yeah, I can hear it.
Costume countess. Costume countess. I don't know what this
People are
is.
screaming. People are screaming.
Costume
I'm
countess.
screaming.
Costume countess.
Read it again.
Costume contest. I don't know.
You
Wait.
said it.
Costume contest? Like costume contest?
Yes.
Like, that's it? Oh.
That's it.
A
thought we
costume
were, like-
contest.
Oh, I thought we were
Then-
specifically like thinking about like rides or like big like Disney like names or
No,
something.
he said
Okay.
Halloween too.
Oh, okay.
Halloween
costume,
stuff.
Okay.
Costume contest.
Some will be Disney, some won't be Disney. That's a good one. You got it. That was
Okay.
that was tough for all listeners, I think. We'll see. We'll see. Please let us know. Comment if you got that one right away. Or any of the other ones if you got them right away. All right, this
I
next
do
one
preface
is
it by saying I'm on vacation. I had a really late night last night, so
That's fine. That's fine.
Trying.
Next one here, it is for you, Lindsay.
Okay. Pumpkin carving. Pumpkin carving.
Yeah, there we go. That's easy, right? So let's go next one here. Paste. Perfect. Next one's for you, Bridget.
Okay. Phantom Manor. Phantom Manor. Phantom Manor. Phantom Manor
is correct. That's right.
Nice.
Continuing on. Lindsay, you're up.
All right, bring it on. Okay. Haunted happenings.
Yeah, that was so
Come on,
That was
give me a
good,
tough
though.
one, Chris. I want a tough one.
Lindsay, you're
None of
good
them
at
are
this.
tough to me because I know the answers. I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah.
All right, next one's for Bridget. This one is, come on.
Ghoulish delights. Ghoulish delights.
Yeah, that's easy.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Moving right along.
Okay, I'm
Here's
ready.
the next one. We have 2 left. So I like when we do odds. So it's 9, which is not great for a game, but I don't keep score of these games because everybody's a winner. So who cares?
Everybody's
Anyway,
the winner. We all get a participation trophy.
Here you go. You're next.
Creepy critters. Creepy critters.
Creepy critters. You got it.
Woohoo.
This will be the last one. No. There you go. Here you go, Bridget.
Vom Pier Fongas. Vampire fangs.
Vampire fangs. You got it.
Nice. Woo!
Yay, we did it. That was fun.
That was, what is it called? Enchanted Enunciations.
I like that. Bring that on.
I really do like that.
Well, there you go.
That's
That was
fun.
the game. Thanks for playing.
Thank you, Chris. I love that. You always have the best games.
You do. All right. Well, that was our game. That was super duper fun. Thank you, Chris. I loved that. I've never done that before, and yeah, that was fun. Totally fun. But now let's continue on with this Halloween theming, because we have to discuss the Oogie Boogie Bash. That is definitely this episode is what we're focused on, because the Oogie Boogie Bash is such a big deal at the Disneyland Resort. I've been 10 times to the Oogie Boogie Bash. This, when I go next month, it'll be my 11th. Lindsay, I know you've been a ton of times, so we really have. We know all about the Oogie Boogie Bash, and we want to share it all with you, all these tips.
Yeah.
So let's get right into it.
Yeah, like we said earlier, this is like one of the things that we get most like questions on, because people are investing a lot of money and they want to make their trip worth it. So we have compiled a lot of stuff for you guys. And don't forget, if you're part of the Patreon fam, we will have a tip sheet for you. You can always join at the link down in the show notes, or search us Magical Moms Podcast on Patreon. And then you'll have everything at your fingertips, all the tips, all the things that you need to bring, and all of that. So why don't we get into it? Let's talk about, we're going to start at the beginning here. We're going to talk about what you need to pack and what you need to bring before you head to Oogie Boogie Bash. So I will lead us off with what I think is the most important thing. And that is, you need to bring a big giant bag for all of your candy and food that you're going to get when you go trick-or-treating. Because when you check in, they give you a bag that is like yay big, very small, and you will fill that up in just a couple of trips through the trick-or-treat lines. So you're going to want to bring a bigger bag to kind of dump all of your candy in and have all in one spot, because you get a ton, and the bags they give you just don't hold it all.
They do not. And just to like put this into perspective, the last Oogie Boogie Bash, my whole entire family and I went on opening night. So that was August 22nd, I believe.
Yeah,
right?
somewhere in there.
We got so much candy. I mean, my kids were eating it. It's a total free zone when we go to the Oogie Boogie Bash. My kids were eating it, during the night. My husband and I were also trick or treating. Adults also can trick or treat.
Oh yeah,
which is super duper fun. It's definitely encouraged for everyone to trick or treat. We had so much candy that 2 months later on Halloween, we used that candy to pass out for the kids.
You didn't have to go buy candy?
No, we didn't. That's how much candy we got. And luckily we had a stroller, because candy is heavy. So if if you're not bringing a stroller, if you're kind of like, should I, shouldn't I, bring the stroller?
Yes.
If not for your children, just for the candy. But if you don't, then you can also rent a locker, of course.
Yes.
But definitely what Lindsay said, get a big bag. I actually bring like these like cute bags that I had made on Etsy with like the kids' names on it.
Oh, cute.
And then we dump those, because those are pretty big bags, but when they get full, we dump that into like the master Halloween bag. So.
Yeah, that's smart. And actually, you know what I want to mention? I meant to mention this before I got into it, but I was so excited. I want to say, as of the time of this recording, there are still 10 dates available for Oogie Boogie Bash. So if you're listening to this, there's a very good chance that you could still get a ticket. So if you listen to this and you're like, wow, that sounds really exciting, I want to do it, go check the Disneyland website, because as of recording, there are dates available still. So, and the first one is August 17th, which we will be at, which sounds insane to be celebrating Halloween on August 17th.
That's less than a month away. And just so you know, everyone, we do not have a costume yet. Lindsay and I are going with our good friend Anne, and we do not have a costume yet. Send your costume recommendations our way, please, because we need some help in that department. It's coming fast. It's coming real fast. So getting back, bring the big bag for candy for sure. And possibly a change of clothes if you have little ones.
Yes.
So my kids, like, they can wear their costumes, but only for like periods of time, and then they get itchy and irritable and stuff. So we always bring a change of clothes.
Yeah, we do too. And not just that, we also bring pajamas, because it is such a late night. The event ends at 11. Typically, my kids will get into their pajamas either like as we're on the way out, or sometimes even a little bit before the event ends, and they're just kind of like chilling in their jammies. It's a late night. You want your kids to be comfortable. The last thing you want is is like an uncomfortable, grouchy child. That will not make your experience a great one.
Absolutely. And every single year that we've driven home from the Oogie Boogie Bash, you turn around, all three of mine have always fallen asleep on the car ride home.
Out. Yep. Mine too, for sure.
Just an easier transition.
Yes. And then the other thing you're going to want to make sure you bring, because we're talking about celebrating Halloween in August, September, and October. And here in SoCal, those tend to be our hottest months. So like even now, July has been pretty mild, which in my head, I'm thinking, okay, that means the later months are going to be even hotter. So make sure you come prepared for hot heat. So if you have a costume that's like a full costume and you're going to be hot, make sure you have like waters with you, a fan. You're going to need a fan, okay? You're going to melt if you're in a full costume. Definitely bring stuff to prepare for the heat.
So here we are just talking about, how hot it can be at the Oogie Boogie Bash, even though it's August, September, October, but it can also get really chilly here in, Orange County. Yeah. And at night it can get cold. So bring a blanket, and then also bring the parade blanket. You kind of have to like plan a little bit for all sorts of weather.
Yes.
I've been to the Oogie Boogie Bash when it was like the hottest ever day. And then I've been there also when it's been pretty chilly. And it can, sometimes very slight chance of rain. But it's better to be prepared, especially for like these type of events, just so you can like focus on the fun. You'll have everything ready to go.
Yeah.
And
for
also
sure.
If for you, like if eating too much candy is really not your thing as a parent, some people, they do bring like healthy snacks. Where they can like kind of like balance the candy with like an apple or whatever it is that you'd like to bring. So that's pretty much.
And they actually sometimes they have carrots, they have grapes, typically they have like goldfish. So they have
Apple slices.
It's not all candy, which is great. But there are some healthier options, which is nice. And speaking of the weather again, you mentioned SoCal is, tricky. It can be blazing hot during the day and then the sun goes down and there's a breeze and you're like shivering. So yes, definitely bring the blanket, and you're going to want to bring some layers. So if your costume is not like a full costume and you're wearing something, not, I don't know, like a tank top and a skirt or something, you're going to want a jacket. So make sure to bring a jacket. Possibly even in the past, I have actually packed leggings to wear like under a skirt that I have worn because my legs get cold. So I have done that too. And comfortable shoes. So if you're going all out and you got like really cute shoes, that's great. Wear them for a little bit. But you don't want to be miserable. So if you need to, bring comfortable shoes, because once the lights go down and people have been there for a few hours, you can throw your comfy shoes on. No one's going to care.
And you're going to do a ton of walking.
Yeah.
You're going to do a ton of walking. But yes, I did wear uncomfortable shoes once when I was dressed up as the evil queen.
Ooh.
And it was so bad, Linz, I had to go to urgent care.
Oh my gosh. What happened to your feet?
Well, I was wearing these boots because I thought they looked really good with the costume.
Of course.
I forgot to bring socks for the boots because it was summertime, and it's like you don't think about like socks and boots, and I wasn't thinking about it. So I realized that it was going to be a problem pretty early on, and so I bought a pair of socks at Elias & Co. at DCA, and then I went to the first aid station and got Band-Aids. And even with all of that, the socks and the Band-Aids, by the end of the night, it was so bad that I couldn't even fit my feet the next day into sandals.
Oh, ouch, 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 ouch.
Yeah,
That's
so
the worst when your feet hurt. Oh.
Yeah, so you're going to be doing a lot of walking, and it's just best to be prepared for this.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a pricey night. It's a splurge for most families, and just bring it all. You can always, maybe you don't use it, but just bring it all.
Yeah, and actually, I just want to touch on real quick. Yeah. You mentioned when you were the evil queen. So when Bridget's family was the evil queen, I went with my friend Nikki. You guys might know Nikki, Mornings with Mickey. She and I were Ralph from Wreck-It Ralph and Vanellope von Schweetz. And we're walking to go take some pictures. And the evil queen like walked up to us and she starts talking to us. And I kind of was like taken back. She just like started talking to us like she knew who we were. And it took me like a solid 10 seconds. I was like looking. I was like, Bridget? And she's like, yeah, you didn't know it was me? And I was like, I literally had no idea who was talking to me.
I went to give her a hug and you were like this. You were like this. And I was like, well, that was kind of weird. And then like a couple minutes later, you're like, what?
Yeah, because you were like so decked out. There was no inch of your face showing. Like, like you had makeup everywhere and you had a full head covering. And I just had no idea who you were.
Yes, we went all out that night. And I have to tell you this story just really quickly. This is a big part of that night, is that is the first and hopefully the only time I've ever been kicked out of Disneyland.
That's right. Yes.
My family
for good
and I,
reason.
We got kicked out of Disneyland very nicely, by the way.
Yes.
So, if you're going to the Oogie Boogie Bash and you're a magic key holder, and we're going to get into this a little bit later.
Yes.
The Oogie Boogie Bash, there's a mix-in where you can get in a little bit earlier if you just have a ticket, you don't have a magic key, or you don't have a reservation. But so we wanted to start our evening at Disneyland just before the party started, just to get photos, because Evil Queen, like the backdrop, I thought it'd be so cool to get like castle photos. Now this was the first Oogie Boogie Bash since the parks were shut down for the pandemic, and so it was a pretty big deal, and it was the first night of the Oogie Boogie Bash. So we go in. My husband was dressed up as the Magic Mirror. My daughter was Snow White. My son was Grumpy. And we just were going to take some quick photos and then go over to DCA to start the event. And we're standing there and we're taking our photos, and I'm looking around and I'm realizing that I may have gone a little too far in my costume, because I'm standing there and all of a sudden there's people with their kids and they're like pushing their children in front of me to take a photo. And I know, and that's one of the rules we'll talk about, that is not allowed. You, if you're dressed up as a character, you are not allowed to take photos like you are the character with anybody, especially children. And also, I was holding a cell phone. And the Evil Queen doesn't have a cell phone. And I don't want to ruin the magic for any child. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, like we started like getting more and more and more people. We had like a circle of people around us. And I looked over at my husband, and he was like, let's go. Like, we gotta go. Like, this is, we know the rules of, like, not the rules, but you just don't want to ruin the magic, like I said. So I'm like, let's go. So we're walking through one of the side tunnels by the castle. And this cast member, security guard, comes up to us and says, hey, how's it going? I'm like, oh yeah, we know that wasn't planned or anything. We're so sorry. We're leaving. We're going to DCA. And he looked at me and he goes, you can't leave. And I go, what do you mean I can't leave? And he looked at me and he goes, right now, every single security guard at the Disneyland Resort thinks that there is an evil queen, a rogue evil queen on the loose, and everyone's looking for you. And I was like, what? My daughter heard all this, and she starts crying.
Oh, yeah.
She thought that we got into trouble, and she doesn't ever want to be in trouble. And I was like, well, no, we're going to go now. We're going to go now. And he goes, you can't. You have to wait for the head of Disneyland Resort Security to come talk to you.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my gosh. And we had to wait. And because it was the first Oogie Boogie Bash, a lot of people at Disneyland didn't know that was happening.
Right, yeah.
And the security guard came up and he goes, look, I know, this is not your fault. And we can't tell you to leave, but do you think you can go to the party now? And I said, absolutely. And so they slightly escorted us out of the park.
Yeah.
And then the first person I ran into was Lindsay, who didn't even recognize me. So that's the last time I put that much into a costume.
And it was wonderful.
Dress up. Yeah,
it was wonderful.
You can dress up. You can have so much fun. But yeah, you may not want to look exactly like them.
Yes.
But yeah, that's
which actually is like a perfect segue into what we want to talk about next, because it is very important about what you can and cannot wear. So you didn't break any rules, Bridget. You broke no rules, but the way you were dressed, because your face was all makeup. You didn't have a mask on or anything like that. One of the rules is you cannot have a full face mask. And actually, you did something really creative with Max last year, I think, right? What you can share what you did with him. I thought it was really creative.
Yeah. So they do have that rule. Everyone 14 and up cannot wear a full face mask. And you're really not supposed to really wear any part of a mask, according to what I've been told. But children can wear a mask as long as it's not covering their entire face. And so we dressed up last year as Nightmare Before Christmas, and my son's character really is wearing a mask. I mean, that's what his character is. So what we did was he had on the mask like this way, right, like this much, and he put it on, and then we cut the mask in half, and we put it on a stick, so that for photos he would go like this, and then it looked like he was wearing a full mask. Or like, like a little bit covered. And then he would take it off again. Like, because he would just go like this. And that was totally allowed. I actually had a cast member come up to me and said that was very, very creative. They loved it because we weren't breaking any rules, but he was still kind of like in character.
Yes. Yeah.
That's definitely one of the things. And security, you're going to go through security before you get into the parks. And that's one of the things that they are looking for when you go through security.
Mm-hmm. Full face mask.
Yeah, absolutely.
And actually what's fun about too, so kind of going with this, what you can and can't wear, what's fun for us adults. So on any given day at the Disney parks, people 14 and older cannot wear costumes to the park. So Disney bounding is a big thing because you dress similar to the character using everyday pieces, but you cannot wear a costume to the park. Now, if you're younger, you can. Like your little 5-year-old can wear a costume. That's fine. Yes. So what's special about Oogie Boogie Bash is that if you're 14 and older, you can obviously wear a costume. So that's what makes Oogie Boogie really fun, is that you can go all out, look just like your favorite character, and it's the only time that you, as an adult, you can do it. And that's what I love about it too, is like you get to go all out and it's fine. It's allowed.
Yeah, it's totally allowed. And it's so much fun. That's one of the reasons why I really love Oogie Boogie is because, we go to the parks, Lindsay and I go to the parks a lot, and it's like a total different change where you get to like dress up. And that's just so much fun. And what's really cool is you get to see everybody else dressed up. Right. And some people have really creative costumes. I love seeing how people, like what they can come up with.
Yes.
And that's just also the fun of it. It's just like trying to spot, all these different crazy costumes.
Yes.
But no, you don't have to wear a costume. Don't feel the pressure. If you just want to enjoy the event, you don't have to dress up in costume.
No.
Some people do. Some people don't, and that's totally fine. Whatever you feel comfortable doing. Some people just wear like matching shirts, or whatever. So just, you do whatever you feel comfortable with. But if you are going, you'll probably see some really outrageous costumes, which is so fun.
Yes. I went with Anne and Nikki last year, and we did not do a costume. That was the first time I hadn't, but we all matched. We had like a black dress. We had like the plush ears on. So we all kind of had like a matching look to us. But then some people go like super, super far out. It's so fun to see. I remember there was a group, I don't remember who did these, but they dressed up as the Disneyland trash cans. So they all were like a different trash can from the different lands. And I was like, that is incredible. And then there was another person that dressed up as like, when you go to Cars Land and they have those like spooky cones, it's like the cones, but they put a face on. Somebody was like the spooky cone. Like people get so creative. It's just really, really fun to see.
Yes. And if you look before of like which villains are going to be which villains you'll be able to see, if your kid dresses up as one of them, most likely, usually they will like spot them out and they'll give you like a little bit of extra attention.
Yes.
So when I was dressed up as the evil queen, back then in 2021, characters were not, you couldn't get close to characters because they were still under pandemic rules. So all of like the big characters were like a little farther away. And she saw me and she's like, halt. And she came down her like stage area and to come up to me. And the kids were like, oh my gosh, But yeah, like they will kind of like spot you and maybe, you'll get a little bit extra attention.
Yes.
But yeah, costumes, it's so much fun. And if you want to do it, if not, just have a good time anyway. But that's a big part of the Oogie Boogie Bash.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
I think we've talked a lot so far about
I know.
Oogie Boogie Bash.
We could chat for days.
Also other things too. And there's so much more to tell you. This is a really big event. If you come prepared, you will get the most out of your ticket. And that's how we really want to help. And so we're going to save the rest for the next episode.
Yes, because we have a lot more. We've got like all the important information you need to know and all of our tips. So we covered, what you can wear, what you can bring. Next week is going to be the big ones too, when we have our tips and tricks for you guys.
Yes, and those... Yes, and we've gone through it. I mean, I've had a really, really great experience at Oogie Boogie Bash, but I've also learned my lesson at Oogie Boogie Bash, especially with kids. So we're going to be sharing all that with you in the next episode.
Yes. So we want to thank you so much for listening. We appreciate the support. You guys have been rolling in with like compliments. And, when Bridget and I were in the park the other day, we had so many people tell us that, we've listened to the podcast. We love the podcast. Like it was really, really cool. We even had 2 guys tell us that they loved the podcast. And I was like, yay, thank you. Like that was really special.
Cool.
Yes.
It was so cool.
Yeah.
We had so much fun. It was like, sometimes when you're doing this, you're like, who's listening? What's going on? And on that day, we really got to meet a lot of listeners.
Yes.
And I love it when people come up and they introduce themselves. I know, Lindsay, you do too. And it was like extra special because we were together, people coming up and complimenting on the podcast.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for listening. It is so appreciated. And if you ever want to suggest some tips or topic we should cover, you can email us at magicalmomspodcast@gmail.com, or you can, direct message us on social media. And of course, you can subscribe wherever you get your podcast. And you can also follow Magical Moms Podcast on Instagram, TikTok, all the socials.
Threads, all the things. We want to hear from you.
We really do.
Yes. So if you want to stay connected with us in between all the episodes, make sure to join the Patreon fam. We've got the private Facebook group. We've got the tip sheets for you. We're going to be hanging out again soon, which is going to be super fun. Yep. So until then, we'll see you real soon. Woo!
We did it.
It was pretty close. A little off on my end, but I don't know.
Okay.